One of the questions I get asked a lot, and I see it online on the boards and all those things out there. The biggest question is how do I price my work? How much do I sell this thing I made for? A lot of newer guys trying to figure this stuff out. And there's a lot of opinions out there, a lot of different. One person said they put a time clock in their shop. Well, if you guys have been following me at all, you know I prefer simple, and that's just too much work. And what you fail to account for when you do those things is the time you spend in design, talking with the client, trips to the lumber yard. If you guys are like me, I don't know how you guys all do your stuff, but when I get a table build, client wants a walnut table, I don't just order a bunch of walnut and build them a table. I have to drive up to the lumber yard, pick through stacks of lumber to get the best boards for that tabletop, the boards for the base, all these things. So how do you price that? Well, by the time you get done with a build like that, like say a farmhouse table, that table, by the time it's done and delivered, you're gonna spend at least 100 hours on that table. You're gonna be working on designs, back and forth with the client, all those things. So the easiest way for me to do it in my shop and still have a fair price for my time and labor, my shop, my stuff, is my base price is based off my material costs, right? So, building a poplar table isn't as expensive as building something out of, say, like black walnut or some cherry wood, some of the other hardwoods that we use that are more expensive. So you're not going to go to a beginner. You're not going to go to the guy that's selling pocket hole tables out of his driveway to build you a walnut dining table, when just the material alone is going to be $1,500 to $2,000 depending on how that build's going to be. So I start with the price of the lumber, and you guys that are just starting out here, you got to understand, when you're buying rough sawn lumber from the mill and not the big box store, you're buying rough sawn lumber. You're going to have to mill that, and you're going to have to do a lot of work to it to get it where you want. So if the client's asking for an 1.5 inch thick tabletop, we're starting at 8/4 or above, depending on the material, to get that down to the final dimensions. When it's all said and done, after sanding and all that, that table's going to be 6/4 or 1.5 inches. So what I do is I figure out how many board feet are in the table based on what they're asking for, and then I design everything in my head, and I know what sizes are going to be. So I add 25% for waste to that, and that's my material cost. So let's say $1,500. $1,500 for materials is the base, and then after that, I have to add 30% to that just for my shop. Because if you guys look around here, there's a lot of expensive stuff in here, and none of this stuff runs for free. All of this stuff costs money to have, run, and maintain. So in order to make sure that that's all the money's there for when I need to repair, I need to buy new bandsaw blades, when I need to replace my saw blade, right? Something breaks down, I have to get it fixed. That all costs money. And there's no reason for me to turn on any of this equipment in here if it's coming out of my pocket. So there's a 30% shop cost for that. That covers my consumables, my sanding discs. Those sanding discs are not cheap. We don't buy the cheap ones. We have to use the good ones because we use so many of them. So there's that. And then, of course, this is a business, and we have to compensate for the business. The business has to have a profit, because if you're trying to market your business, things like that, that costs money. That's not going to come out of your pocket either. So you want to expand, you want to upgrade. Like all these machines in here have been upgraded in the last 5 or 6 years for thousands of dollars. Where does that money come from? Well, so I get the material cost, 25% for waste, and then say $1,500. Automatically that table's starting at $3,000, because I'm going to charge you that material cost for my labor. And what my labor is the skills and experience that come from these hands here. None of that's free. If you don't want to pay for that, there's other guys cheaper. And I hear it. Well, I had a quote from a guy saying this much. And my response to those folks is, very politely, because you got to understand the clients don't know, the consumers don't understand the business like we do. So they're like, how come his is cheaper? And my only response is just, he's a better judge of the quality of his work than me. I'm not going to judge what his work is worth, but I can tell you what mine costs. So that $1,500 cart full of lumber that's going up on my truck that I had to drive and get and pick through all this stuff, load on the truck, drive back, unload, that's all time and it all adds up. You're going to spend at least 100 hours on that table, if not more. So that table starts at $3,000, and then we add the 30% plus 25% for the business, because the business needs something. So that table is going to cost you $1,500 in materials, $1,500 for me to turn a pile of wood into that table, and then you're going to pay for the use of the space of this shop right here. Plus that business needs to make money because I have to buy stuff. I have a website to maintain. Things cost money. So that's added too. And so that's how a $1,500 worth of lumber comes out of the shop as a $5,000 table. And the other thing I want to tell you guys is, I know a lot of guys that they're spending their time and doing deliveries and all this stuff. I don't do deliveries. I do not do deliveries, and the reason I don't is once that piece is built, the client has 2 days to get it picked up, and we discussed this beforehand, obviously, but if they're unable to pick it up, they don't have a truck or whatever, that's fine, but in that case, it's going to cost them $300 to $500 more to hire a professional furniture mover to come and pick that up, secure it, protect it, transport it to wherever it's going, and then they'll take it in and set it up for that amount of money. And what that does is I don't have to have the liability for that once that build is complete. If I'm moving that table, say on my trailer or in my truck, that $5,000 table gets damaged, that's going to be on me. The client's not going to want it. I don't want that responsibility, and this way, if they damage it, I can fix it for them, but that's not going to be for free. And if the movers damage it, they're insured for it, so I'm still going to fix it, but they're going to pay for it. So it works out best for everybody. Their stuff gets professionally delivered and installed. I don't do field work. I don't go install cabinets. I don't do any of that. What I do is right here, and I build furniture. I don't do built-ins, none of that. So that's my business model. So that's how I price that. And the other thing, when you have clients come in, one of the things you really absolutely have to do, and this is going to be a good vetting process for your clients as well. When they come and tell me, I would like, just recently, white oak, this size, this big, all this stuff, right? They wanted a really beautiful table, and I thought, oh, that's going to be a great build. What's your projected budget on that? And then they hesitate. Well, they think that if they tell you their budget, that you're going to just inflate your price to match that budget, which I get, consumers being consumers. But what they don't understand is in the mind of a lot of these people that come to my door, they assume that having something handmade is going to be cheaper than retail. So I have to explain to them that the retail companies, these big factories, they're paying a guy to feed a machine. And then it goes down the line, and the next guy does this, and that one puts that part to that part, and it's assembly line, and then it comes out the door, and they mass produce these things, and they can sell them cheaper, but they're not the same quality either. So the other problem, when I ask them their budget and they hesitate, I just, in a very nice way, explain to them that I don't need your money. So if that's what you're thinking, I promise you, I don't need your money. My shop stays booked out 3 months in advance. So what I have to explain to them is I'm not willing to spend 3, 4 days, 5 days a week designing this table for you and getting your details right, only to have you ghost me at the end because you could never afford it to begin with when we started. So what I do is I'll ask them what their budget is, and when they tell me, 99% of the time, it doesn't match. They want a $1,200 table, like we just talked about. Just the material is going to be $1,500. They don't know that. So once I explain that to them, then I say, there's other ways we can build you a table that might meet your budget. Usually they don't want it after that, but a lot of times they go, well, what are we talking about? And then we'll talk about things like birch, hard maple, cheaper woods, same craftsmanship and all that, but a little easier flow. So that's how I work that. So I never negotiate about my price. The skill and the experience and the knowledge that I've accumulated over decades is not free. The space that I work in right here costs me a lot of money. That's not free. And then all this equipment in here, there's nothing in here that's not several $1,000s. That's not free to use either. So that's all included in that price. So that's how, for a nice custom built farm table, $5,000, that's a good price. If you don't think so, go down to the store where they're selling Amish furniture and see what that one's going to cost you. And that way you'll have a nice understanding of the balance here. So I still get a fair price. If I run into problems, I have to fix something, there's a flaw in the wood, whatever I have to do, fix whatever, I still have the ability to do that, especially with more experience. That stuff becomes much easier and more time efficient. So my labor's covered, it's pretty much a flat fee, and I still make a fair profit, and the clients get a fair price. And so that's the way I do it, and it's been working great that way for me for years. So hopefully that'll help some of you guys out, give you a little bit, but that's my thought on the subject. That's the way it works in this shop here. So I'm gonna get to work now. I got projects to finish.